This is the KONNWEI OBDII code scanner. Let's take it out of the box. Comes in a really nice case here, which is embroidered and has a little hand strap right here. Now we'll go over all of the stuff in a moment. I just wanted to mention that this will work with most vehicles model year 1996 and newer. Pretty much anything that has an OBD2 port under the dashboard in the car, this will work with. It reads out your check engine light, so it'll give you the code associated with that or codes. It can read the readiness monitors, so if you have a troublesome car that you need to get inspected, not only will it read out the readiness monitors, but it also has a red, yellow, and green light. We all know what red, yellow, and green means, so pretty much if you hook this up and you got a green light, you're good to go for inspection. And you'll likely pass, even if you have a check engine light that comes back time after time without you needing to fix anything. So this could be an invaluable tool for that. Now in the box is the user's manual. The unit itself, it has a 2.8-inch LCD screen, so a really nice big one like that, easy to read. All the buttons are here, nice and big, so it's easy to work with. There's no batteries or anything like that required. Over here is your OBD2 cable. This will plug in under the dash, which goes to a DB15 connector, which hooks in right over there, and you could screw it down with the little standoffs there. And on the side is a mini USB port, and included is a USB to mini USB cable, and that's for updates. They give you lifetime updates on this product. So the cable just plugs in there, and then you screw down the little posts here. Don't get these too tight. They don't need to be. In fact, you really don't need to screw them down. I'm just doing that for the sake of demonstration here. If you do make them too tight, you can fit, as you see, a flat blade screwdriver in there to help loosen them. If you get them way too tight, you can actually pull the jack stand out of the unit itself, but that can be put in with a small pair of needle nose pliers. So don't over tighten these. This is basically the same as many computer connectors, such as a VGA cable, old serial and parallel cables, anything that had these two little screw ears on there like that. Never over tighten them, just snug is all you need, and you see the cable will not pull out. So if you look under the dashboard of the car, here's the steering wheel. You come all the way down and look somewhere here, and right over here is the connector. So you just plug that in right there. So we'll just plug that in like that, and it beeps, and we're ready to go. Now you're going to want to turn your ignition on. If you have a key, it's usually 2 clicks to the on position. Most cars that have a push button like this do not step on the brake and press that 2 times, and everything will light up on the dashboard and you're ready to go. The maintenance required that it shows on this car is simply a reminder that it's time for an oil change. This tool will not reset that, but there's no need, because you can do that just using the little trip button over there in a particular mode, and that'll reset that. And typically the place that does your oil change will take care of that for you. But anyway, back to the tool. Now it's very easy to navigate up, down, left, right. OK, which is like an enter button. The IM is the readiness monitors. You have a help button there, and escape is sort of like a back button, if you will. And on the display, if I can get the glare out of there, we have diagnose, DTC or diagnostic trouble code lookup, review, point data, battery check, tool setup, and help. So we'll go to tool setup first. You can change your language to any of the ones listed here, your unit of measure, if you use kilometers per hour or anything in the metric system, that can all be adjusted. Temperature can be in Celsius, and you can turn the beep on and off. I'll leave that on for now. And it also has a nice self-test feature. You can do a screen test. You press that, and it gives you a couple of displays here. Escape will get you back. Key test. And when you press each button, it will show. There we are. And we'll go to the LED test. Simple as that. Okay, now we're going to go over to diagnose. We'll hit OK. And right now it's going to go ahead and communicate with the car. And there we are. We're already connected, and it says MIL, or malfunction indicator light, otherwise known as your check engine light, is off. It shows the diagnostic trouble codes. This car has none. 7 readiness monitors completed, and 3 are not supported on this car. That has to do with the car, not with the tool, and a bunch of other information here. And we can go over to read codes. So we'll press enter on that, and you have different choices here, so we can go ahead and do that. It says there are no codes. And we'll go and show some other things here. We'll go down to the IM readiness. I'm sorry about the glare. And there we go. We have a green light. It'll beep like that to let you know that everything is good. Again, you can turn the beep off anytime you want. Everything's checked off. If there's any red X's, that'll let you know immediately. And if I exit back out of that, you can press just the IM button and OK, and it'll bring you right back to that screen. So like I said, if you have a troublesome car, it'll give you this information on the fly just with pressing one button. Another nice feature of this is the data stream. We can go into that. We'll select ECU1, and you can see we have view all items, select items, view graphic items, which we'll get to in a moment. Let's just do view all items, and it takes just a moment to pull that up. And you can see there's all sorts of information here. It shows your engine coolant temperature, and notice it says 1 out of 10. There are 10 screens worth of data here. Also, interesting to note is the engine RPM. Right now the engine is not running, but I'll go ahead and start that for you so you can see that. And there's your RPM display right there. And that's reading exactly what the dashboard is reading, so that's perfect. I'll rev it up just a little bit. So you can see how that changes, and everything updates nice and fast like that. Of course, if you were driving, it would show your vehicle speed, but you shouldn't really be looking at this while you're driving. And we can go down, and it shows a lot more information here. Oxygen sensors, all kinds of stuff like that. Time since engine start, so that way you can time certain events and things like that. And you can go further here and just read through all of this information. So very nice, useful diagnostic tool if you're having some strange problems with your car. There's also view graphic items. Takes just a second here. And we can do different things here. We can check off different ones. We'll go to like engine coolant temperature, and I'll select a few more here. And over here it can show you in a graphic mode. I've just selected a few different ones here. ECT, engine coolant temperature, spark advance, RPM, and throttle position percentage. And what I can do here, and of course they're all color coded. If I rev it up, you can watch everything change. And I can graph everything. We'll leave it at idle for a moment. And you can see how it just keeps updating just like that. You can see the spark advance change and all kinds of great information. And it also does a battery check right here, where it shows right now we're reading about 14 or 14.1 volts. Engine on, it says normal battery voltage, alternator charging normal. If I rev it, that doesn't change, which means that the regulator on the alternator is working properly. And shutting the engine off, it now shows the engine is off, and it reads the battery voltage, and it says normal battery voltage, good battery status. And if you know a particular code you want to look up, you can enter that in, and it will tell you what it is. Many cars are afflicted by the P0420, which indicates a problem with the catalytic converter, especially when they get older. So that's a very common one that is seen. And if you know the code that you have, or somebody else, you can look it up right on your tool here. And remember, if there's any new stuff that's released, it can always be upgraded via the USB port. So once again, this was the KONNWEI OBDII code scanner. Excellent tool, fits in your hand nice, really nice, easy to use buttons right there, big screen, it's got everything you need, and it all packs up in that nice case that I showed you before for storage in your trunk for especially troublesome vehicles. If you'd like to purchase this item, I'll leave a link in the video description where you can find it available for sale on Amazon. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.